All right, so now I want to show you how you can choose a color, not from the color wheel options up in the corner, but from an image you already have on that layer or a different layer. So here is the beginnings of a design that I did for Pride and Prejudice. And you can see if I go in here and remove the bodice, that this design started as a stamp from my brushes menu, and the color that was chosen was this gray. And then if you look really closely at the face was an image taken off the computer, and then the skin is painted. And so if I pull away these layers, you'll see here that I chose the color from the face. So how did I paint that? So what I want to do is I want to add another layer. I'm going to call that torso painting. Then be sure that it's highlighted. Then I'm going to X out of that. Then I'm going to choose my brush, and I'm going to go down to materials, and I'm going to take the old skin brush and then X out of that. And then I need to choose my color. And so what I'm going to do is in the left menu over here, I'm going to hit that square, and this little dot will appear. And if I move that dot to where there's pigment, I'm going to now paint with the pigment that's in the composition already. And if you look at this circle I'm moving around, the bottom of it is the same color that's up in the color circle, but when I move it over her face, I can choose the color I want. And now, when I paint, I'm getting the color that's actually chosen from the design itself. So I'm going to go here and put that bodice back in, and then I'm going to just paint this, and I can change the size of my brush and the opacity. I'm going to now just go ahead and paint this, and because I know I'm painting on the right layer, right, it's not going to get on the blouse. If I want a different color, I can click that again. I'm going to choose one that's a little bit more yellow, and go in and paint some more. I like this because it gives a little bit of texture to it. I can come in here and pull the highlight, right? And so that's how you paint using pigment that you already have in the design. But let's say I wanted to add paint from a different layer, right? So right now we are pulling that off of a layer that's on the dress, a layer that I already have open. I can go down here and open up this red layer, and I'm going to take my selector and come down here, pick up the red. Then I can go here and I can minimize that layer and go back up to the layer I want to paint on, which is this torso painting, and then go ahead and paint. And if I wanted to, now I've got that red in there. So if you play around with this, you'll find different ways to pull color that's already in the composition to paint with. Now, you might be saying, how am I going to get rid of that painting around there? I can't use a clipping mask because the image of the body would only allow me to paint in where the black line is, because the stamp isn't the whole body, it's just the line. So what I'm going to do in order to clean this up is first be sure I'm on the torso painting layer. Then I'm going to go up here and take my select tool, and I'm going to use freehand, and I'm going to just circle the part I don't want and cut it, and then repeat over here. Just be sure you're working on the right layer, right? And now when I'm done, I've cut that down to the right shape. So that's another way that you can choose color in Procreate.